Star Wars The Bad Batch Episode 9 Bounty Lost. Man, Crosshair, you really did get toasted by that engine, didn't you? The design of Cad Bane's ship is so freaking cool, and I think it's a new ship because he definitely didn't have that before. I love the Western music anytime he appears. I gotta say, it's still kind of surreal to be seeing Cad Bane again. I think we all thought he was long dead. And I saw somebody point out that Clone Wars being cancelled sort of saved his life. Because initially he was supposed to be in one more Clone Wars arc where Boba Fett becomes his protege of sorts, and ends with Cad denting Boba's helmet and Cad dying. There's an unproduced story reel for this you can find on StarWars.com. Here's hoping they can somehow reuse some of that arc here, but it would be cooler if Cad doesn't die, and Boba meets him again in Book of Boba Fett after the events of Return of the Jedi, and they have one final duel in live action. I love that he still says little lady all the time. Little lady. Taun We? Where's she been this whole time? Have we even seen her since Attack of the Clones? Also, Bora Vio? Never heard of it. Didn't realize the Kaminoans have other facilities on other planets besides here on Kamino. Jeez. So they're doing the same thing that Dr. Pershing guy was doing in Mandalorian. He was ordered to get Grogu and just extract his DNA and then kill him. And Pershing worked for the Kaminoans because you can see the Kaminoan logo on his shirt. I'm really starting to wonder what the connection is between the two shows, and if there's a through line from Omega to Grogu. I'm still wondering if Omega is force sensitive too. Wait, how is just welding his leg back on a booster adjustment? This episode brought to you by Burger King. Have it your way. Thank you, Echo, for reminding us of early Clone Wars episodes we have all seen. Well, not all of us, but most people who watch the show almost certainly have watched the Clone Wars. Wait, how does she have pure Generation 1 DNA? It's not pure if she was definitely altered, because pure Jango clones would be dudes. Would she not be pure if her gender was altered in the cloning process? She's not an exact copy of Jango then. Surely Boba Fett is the only one, right? As they said in Attack of the Clones, he requested an unaltered clone for himself. Huh. So Boba was codenamed Alpha, and then now this is Omega, which means the beginning and the end. You know how sometimes behind the scenes rumors can end up like a game of telephone, where it gets completely changed by the time it gets to the public ear? This reminds me of that rumor a while back where some source claimed that in Mando Season 2, Boba's helmet would come off and it would be revealed that some girl is actually Boba Fett now. I knew that sounded absurd at the time, and now with this character being closely tied to Boba, I can kind of see how that rumor started. Someone in Lucasfilm must have seen or heard the discussions about a female Jango clone, and the game of telephone warped it into Boba's a girl now. But I swear to God, I and millions of other fans are going to be furious if they bring in Omega to Book of Boba Fett just to kill off Boba and have her replace him. Don't you dare. It's just what modern Disney would do, and I hope to God Dave Filoni prevents that. Why did he trust her if he knew he could be disabled this easily? Can we just sit back and appreciate how amazing Cad looks in this animation? Like, go look at him in Season 2 of the Clone Wars. It's come so far. He looks incredible here. It is truly movie quality. Whoa, this looks very Bespin-y. Maybe it's based on the old Ralph McQuarrie concepts for Bespin? You know, I always thought Kamino looked a lot like Bespin, just in the ocean instead of the sky. Maybe this is a new planet inspired by the old McQuarrie art. Also, the old McQuarrie art of Bespin had those flying creatures the Kaminoans ride on, so it's kinda cool they made this an abandoned outpost for them, since Bespin and Kamino have an almost shared history in concept art. Cad's ship gives me World War II bomber vibes. Almost looks a little bit like a variation on the Ghost's design from Rebels. Look how huge those gauntlets are on Cad's noodle arms. Were they always this big, or are these new? Honestly, it's been so long I can't remember his old outfit design. Geez, how long is the range on that thing? How could a wrist-mounted comm device communicate across literally light years? Star Wars' communication system have always been kind of vague and ill-defined, though. Wow, that's convenient. She'd be completely screwed if this door wasn't exactly like the one she's used to on Kamino. Honestly, this is probably Cad's coolest line yet. Very Terminator-esque. Is Taun We just dead? You brought her back just to kill her off? Why does it seem like every bounty hunter knows each other? Is this galaxy not enormous? Surely there's got to be bounties and bounty hunters that some of them don't hear about. Way back. As in maybe a few days? A week? We don't really know the timeline of the series. Yup. But knowing modern Disney, I'm shocked they didn't have her miraculously beat Cad Bane, the best bounty hunter in the galaxy, to prop up their own creation. Look how weird his fingers are. If they ever put him in something live action, I don't know how they'd pulled off the hands. He's got one extra joint in all his fingers than humans. This whole fight scene I was terrified for Cad Bane's safety. We just got him back so we can't lose him again. And the whole time in the back of my mind while they're fighting, I know we only see one of these characters later on in the timeline, and it's not Cad. So any fight he's in from now on this show could be his last. I know they wouldn't have the balls to have Fennec kill him. Maybe she will later, and we will hate that, but not only one episode after his return. The only person that should take him out is Boba Fett. He's the only one who even approaches being on his level of gunslinging. It took me until right now on the second viewing to realize that that's a Celestin. It looks more like a face hugger in a tank from Aliens. They're clearly showing us different species can be cloned for a reason. This must tie in with Grogu somehow. He's probably a clone of Yoda or something. See? She's even lit with green light. It's a good thing she just somehow knows how to activate this dish to boost her signal. Right? You brought her back in the original voice actress too from Attack of the Clones for just one episode, only to kill her off. Kinda pointless. Could have killed off Nala Se. She's had more screen time anyway than Taun We, so it'd be more impactful. And she knew Omega better, I think. Ew, 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 ew. That is nasty. Oh, thank God he didn't die. That's just gonna be my response now anytime he's in a fight. Just, okay, good, he's not dead. So Cad has a metal plate now on his head. They made it deliberate to show us, so that means those old story reels that were never made into episodes could still be canon. It could still be canon that Boba and Cad had a duel where Cad dented Boba's helmet, but Cad survived that? I don't know, and maybe the next time we see Boba he already has the dent? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Here's hoping Boba plays a role in this show before it ends. Why is she using the ladder that way, and not like, a normal human? Well, clone, I guess. He's just stuck on his head. Maybe he shouldn't be designed that way with such a big head and a small body to prevent situations like this. Dude, Cad, just shoot her. Don't use your flamethrower. Oh, yes. I forgot about the rocket boots. He'd be donezo without them. I like how he just gets his body over the ledge and just lets himself fall. Wait, what? What just happened? She was falling out of the sky to certain doom, and then suddenly the Bad Batch are there? Did they grab that pod with their tractor beam? Wait, small ships like theirs don't have tractor beams, do they? And even if they did do that, that's not how physics work. Did you see how fast she was falling? There's no way. It's like trying to grab a car that's going 90 miles per hour on the highway. Well, that was an easy rescue. I thought the whole rest of the season was going to be them tracking her down to get her back. But it took only one episode to get her back, and the status quo of the show has returned to how it was. I wonder what the last 7 or so episodes are going to be then. Here we go again. More of Lucasfilm having a new character created from whole cloth by Disney being overshadowed and told they are better than characters created by George Lucas. And George still worked on the original Bad Batch arc in the Clone Wars, so they are very much his creation. They just can't resist taking a beloved character or characters created by George, either gender swapping them and or degrading the original creation to prop up their own and pretending they earned it narratively. These are the tactics of an uncreative company. I guarantee Omega was probably not Dave Filoni's idea, because it kinda breaks established canon regarding the clone army. It was probably mandated by his boss, the Mouse, to have a Rey-like perfect character that is supposedly better than the rest. So he's just stuck on this planet now until someone comes to get him. That sucks. Yep, this very much seems like the beginnings of a Kaminoan rebellion like was portrayed in the OG 2005 Battlefront 2 campaign. I hate to break it to you, Omega, but you kind of began life that way. Being a clone and all. If we're following the laws of cinematic tropes, then odds are she will end up back on Kamino, setting up conflict between these two, arguing about breaking promises, yada yada yada, you know the drill. And that's it. That's basically all there is to say about Episode 9, Bounty Lost. Sorry this episode is coming very late because I didn't have the computer for a while. It was being borrowed. And I didn't want to double up like I did last time. We got about, 7 episodes left in this show? Yeah, I think that's it. So I'll see you here next week for Episode 10. Thank you all for watching.